Hi, this is David Stanko for AmericanSalon.com. Join me every other week to hear me interview industry celebs and other interesting folks. I'd like to ask you a question about retail hair color and professional hair color and the thought that a lot of young colorists, or in general colorists, think that retail hair color is just horrible and it's the worst thing out there. So can you just speak to that point?
Well, retail hair color, my darlings, is almost exactly the same as what we use in the salon. But let's think of, if you give yourself a manicure using SE polish, do you think it's going to turn out the same as if it's done? Because most of us are either left-handed or right-handed. Guys, it's not the product. It is the hands into which the product is placed. Now, I'm not saying everything that's sold in a drugstore or grocery store is perfect, but both David and I have worked for major manufacturers along the way, and many of the products are the same exact or duplicates with a different fragrance, a different shade name, and a different amount, and things are not truly mixed. We're not formulating. They're giving people a straight shade, like medium ash blonde or dark neutral brown, etc. It is this thing of its box color, and many people, I have 18,000 people who follow me every day on my Facebook fan page, and they ask me questions, and they'll blame box color. But what they're not saying is the woman applied the box color and dumped it all over her head. So, and I believe, as we know, sadly, folks, what they say, 70% of the women in America claim to color their hair. That means more, because some people will say they don't. And the majority of them do color their hair at home. Most of those people have pretty lousy color. Sadly, some of them have color that's not so bad. And sadly, some salons don't do the greatest job in the world, as you and I both know. So hair color is an art. It is an art. You know, you can do the paint by numbers that you can buy at the craft store, or you can be Monet or Renoir or Picasso. So it just depends. I think aside from having my daughter in this life, my job is to continue to elevate salon professional hair coloring to an art form. That's what it is.
Wow. I want to say thank you for clarifying that, because I'm faced with the same question all the time.
I know you are.
About retail hair color, and you know, the best advice, and I'm sure you'll agree to this, walk down the aisle of the grocery store. See who's looking at the shade. I have to stop myself to, do consultations.
I've done it too. I said, no, wrong, don't do that.
Right. Pick the other blonde one, whatever you do.
Yeah.
So I'm just so thrilled to hear you echo those sentiments.
It is the hands into which the product is placed.
Yeah, because as I've said, and boy, did I get nailed on my Facebook page, I said at some point in your life, you're going to be on vacation, and your cousin or your best friend or your mother or someone is going to ask for a touch-up, and there's not going to be any supply stores around, and you're going to have to figure it out.
And they will. You know why? They are professionally trained.
Right. Because once you know color,
yeah,
you can make it sing and dance.
You can make it sing and dance. You sure can.
Okay, so we'll bring it to a close by asking you one of your most memorable colors that you've created for a client.
Well, I can say this. I can tell you some super celebrity stories, but those are boring, and I'm kind of sickened by the whole celebrity. Everybody, worships some celebrities that are celebrities for no reason at all. We won't go into the names, because I could get started and that would take us an hour. I would tell you one of the most memorable things I did was one of my dear clients had beautiful long blonde hair and went through a horrific passage in this life where she was suffering from cancer, losing every hair in her head as her mother was dying of cancer. So I held both of their hands when we decided to buzz their hair down pretty short because the chemo started. My dear client, who still is in my chair, lost her mother. She's a survivor. And when her brown hair with gray came in and was about 1/4 of an inch long, she called me and I said, you get in here because every hair on that head is going to be blonde. And I held her hand and she cried and we made her a blonde, and she's now has hair bound past her shoulders. She's a very noted physician in this city. I adore her, and I held her hand through some pretty hard times as she has held mine. That's the most memorable color.
Wow, that's powerful. You've brought us full circle from the emotional ability of a hair colorist and what it brings to clients, and how to elevate the art form, because that really is elevating the person and elevating the art form.
Thank you.
So, Miss Beth Minardi, it's a pleasure. We will have coffee.
We will have coffee, David, and I want to thank you for everything you've brought to this amazing industry. You are a shining star, and I want to thank American Salon for inviting me, and thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Beth Minardi, yay!